Hi everyone, so today I'm making some little heart-shaped dangles, a little wooden heart, and I thought you'd like to join me in making some of these. So let's make a start. I'll start off by I ink the little wooden hearts that I have, just to give them a bit of an aged look. So I'm going to use Vintage Photo distressed ink, and literally I just give them a waft over with it. Go on both sides with it being a dangle. I find that the ink soaks into the wood so it doesn't come off once it's dried, it doesn't come off all over your fingers. You just go around the edges to make them look a little bit more aged. You could use any colour on these if you wanted to do a different colour. I just like the vintagey look. Any of the inks would do the same if you wanted to follow a colour scheme. I'll start with those four for now. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to pop a little hole in. I use my crocodile. I use the smallest hole on here, and right in the corner I still have a bit of wood in there from the one I made earlier. Let's just pop that out so I can see where I'm going with it. Okay, so I'm going to do them on the left hand corner as I'm looking at it. Okay, so you pop it over the hole, not too close to the edge but not too far in, because you want your pin to grab it and punch. Take off any extra little bits of wood, and then you can always just go over the hole with your ink. And there, you can see that. It's easy if I don't put my hand there. There's your hole. I'll do the same with the others and then they're all done. Poke my little bit of wood out that's in there, and again on the same corner, pop it in. You could, if you didn't have one of these, I suppose you could put it on a wooden block and pop a nail through, and then remove the nail. I'd do it very carefully though, in case you split, because this wood's so thin it may split the wood. And we'll just do this last one. Okay, so that's our holes punched in. Now I'm going to stamp a couple of these, just using some small stamps. Now I'm doing this for the Voyager journal, so I'm going to keep it in theme with that. So we'll put a little shell on one of them. Just don't touch it while it's drying, because it will smudge. And what should we pop on this one? I'll just do a flower on this one. I'm not sure if that's going to stick. It may do. I really need to clean off all my stamps so that they are sticky again. Little flower on that one. Now on these you can also stick little embellishments on. I've got a jar here of mini shells, so I'm going to stick a shell, I think, onto one of these. Let's have a look what we have. nice on there. Fiddly, that's the only thing. I bought this jar of shells at a garden centre. I thought they would be really, really useful, and they have been, especially with this journal that I'm doing this time. Maybe pop 3 on there. Okay, I'm going to use impasto gel, which is like a 3D gel glue. It really does stick firm. You could use Fabri-Tac, but when I'm sticking embellishments on, I really do want them to stick. So this is what I use if I'm doing a mixed media cover on a journal. Let's put a little blob on there. And then just press him down. Okay, little blob of glue. Pop him down there. Go with, oh, there's so many. It's hard to choose. Let's go with that one, I think. So on this one I'm going to pop it all along the edges. It will take, it's just a really fiddly, because they're so tiny, fiddly job. Okay, let's pop that one down. Now, as you can see, there seems to be glue absolutely everywhere, but that's fine. It will dry clear, or what you can do is, which is what I do, press those down. Yeah, so just put my lid back on there. It's not the right lid. Get that out of the way. I'll just get another little brush, a small one, and I just go around where there's a lot of excess glue and just remove it. Now that one I am going to have to leave to let the glue go off. It does stick quite quickly. So that one I will leave to one side until it's taken, but they are stuck on now. Okay, so let's move these shells out of the way. I use little bits of lace and fabric for the backs of them, and it's all stuff that I've coffee dyed. Again, just because I like that look, you could use any colour of fabric or laces. So here I've got a selection, and what I will do is pull my threads off. I keep those when I make dangles. Pull off any really loose threads, and then you just build your layers on how you want this to look. Always tear, put a little snip in my fabric, and then I tear again. That's the look I like. I've got some netting here. Slice a little piece of that off. See how much we want. I don't cut anything precisely. That's not the look I'm looking for. That little embroidered bit there will sit nicely. Is there a right or wrong way? Looks pretty much the same both ways. I'm going to sit that one on there, and then just a little piece of deeper. That was a coffee and tea dye that I did. I'd run out of coffee, so I mixed some tea in with it, and I absolutely love the way it turned out. Okay, so we'll put the flower on this one, I think. And then I just get a bulb pin and thread your layers on. So I do the wooden heart first, and then I'll pinch these and just thread it through all the material. Make sure you don't go too near to the edge, because if you do, it will fray and come off. So make sure you get quite a pinch of fabric on it. Do your pin up, and there you have another little dangle. Again, there's no right or wrong way of doing these. I'll use a bit of this fabric on this one. This was a top that I got from the charity shop, probably about £1. It was white and I coffee dyed it. I don't think I have any clothes left now that I can cut up. I've cut up most of my clothing that I had that was going to be useful for doing this with. It's so easy to get carried away and start snipping things up. And again there, shell on that one. I'll put a little bit of fabric on there as well. Just a small amount on this one. And I think on there, that little piece of fabric, if I have one, I think I may have a, let's have a look, a tiny little shell stamp. If I have, will, there we go. I'm just going to stamp that bit of fabric. I might do a little bit longer so it shows. Is it going to show underneath that? It may do. Yeah, we'll use it. Okay, so right on the very end of that piece, I'm going to pop that stamp on there. These bits of cotton are just a bed sheet, a cheap bed sheet that I bought. I think I had cream or white, and then I just dye it. And you get so much fabric from a bed sheet, you really do. And again, get your bulb pin, open it up, thread on. I go this way with my pins so that when I'm hooking it onto something, this is the front. Doesn't always work out like that. That's the best way that's going to fall. Like that. And then put your layers of fabric on. Close your pin, and there's another one. These are nice to put on all sorts of different things. I made a little folder here, which I'm going to do a video for one of these, and I just then put an eyelet on the top corner, pushed the pin through, And there, on there, you've got a dangle on there. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I do these. If you have, give it a thumbs up, give it a share and subscribe to my channel, that would be super. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks, bye.